Good morning, beloveds. We have Foster in here. And he's a little skittish. Always has been just a little skittish. Uh, we got him when he was about 9 months old, and he was dumped. He was dumped out at the Renaissance Festival. Unfortunately, one of the ladies was good at catching cats, and she kind of ran a little cat rescue. And by his name, he was supposed to be a foster, and he's definitely a foster fail. And he is a good reminder to me when I need to soften my tone. Because he loves me. He absolutely loves me. But when I'm angry, and he gets a little skittish, and he's a reminder to me to soften my tone. It's like, yes, you're angry, but it's like that anger is not doing any good for you right now. Why don't you soften your tone, and you can put that anger to use somewhere else. So I just want to thank him for the reminder. Yeah. All right. It's like it's not the reminder not to be angry. It's a reminder that sometimes where you are being angry is not the appropriate place. So, yeah, that's what it is. All right. It is August 22nd. Our title is Prosperity's 10 Commandments. Our author is Georgia Tree West, and it is from Prosperity's 10 Commandments. It's from Unity, and it's from 1946. So let's see what the 10 Commandments are. Thou shalt look to no other source but God for thy supply. Thou hast no other gods before me. Okay. Thou shalt make no mental images of lack. Thou shalt not make unto thee a graven image. Thou shalt not speak the word of lack or limitation. Thou shalt not take the name of Jehovah thy God in vain, for Jehovah will not hold them guiltless that take its name in vain. Thou shalt let go and let God do it. Remember the Sabbath day and keep it holy. Thou shalt deal honorably with God and with all human instruments, through whom God's good is manifesting for you. Honor thy father and thy mother, that thy days may be long, in the land which Jehovah thy God has given thee. Thou shalt not take thy wealth out of circulation. Thou shalt not kill. Interesting. Thou shalt not abase thy wealth to idle or evil uses. Thou shalt not commit adultery. Thou shalt not seek something for nothing. Thou shalt not steal. Thou shalt not bear false witness against the source of thy wealth. Thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor. Thou shalt not limit thyself by coveting that which is another's. Thou shalt claim thy own. Thou shalt not cover thy neighbor's house. Thou shalt not cover thy neighbor's wife. Okay. Wow. There was a couple where in number 5, thou shalt deal honorably with God and with all human instruments through which God's good is manifesting for you. That's a pretty good reminder. And the next couple, thou shalt not take thy wealth out of circulation. From thou shalt not kill. And I just went, what? And it's one of those situations, that one, thou shalt not take thy wealth out of circulation, where I see this meme on a regular basis where it says, well, if you give $100 to a poor person, they immediately spend it. And if you give $100 to a rich person, and then it depends on which meme you're reading, they'll turn it into something else. Or most of the time what the meme says is they'll sit on it because their needs are met. They don't have to spend that $100. And so I think that's what she's talking about. Don't take your wealth out of circulation. It's like, yes, you need to have a bank account. You need to have money saved against, but Yeah. If I start talking about this, I'm going to turn into a wild-eyed revolutionary. So maybe I shouldn't go there. Um, it's one of those things that when companies reinvest in themselves, they grow. Okay? But when companies don't reinvest in themselves, they stagnate and they die, which is why I think she used the thou shalt not kill. It's like when you reinvest the money into, uh, if you reinvest the money into your organization, you reinvest into your corporation, or you reinvest into, your family, you grow. So, yeah. And apparently I didn't turn my phone back on from last night, so that's interesting. Uh, that's really interesting. And then, thou shalt not abase thy wealth to idle or evil uses. I, that can be a slippery slope, but she used it with thou shalt not commit adultery. I was like, idle or evil use? What? You know? Maybe what we might say today is, don't use your wealth for your ego. Like, invest in things that benefit people, not feed your ego. That might be one way to say it. Um, there are passion projects and there are ego projects. I don't have to tell you the difference. Huh. But the first one, like I was with her. I was like, don't look for any other source than God for your supply. Don't make any mental images of lack. Don't speak the word of lack or limitation. Um, I liked that number 4, thou shalt let go and let God do it. Remember the Sabbath day and keep it holy. And then after that, she kind of went, and I would have never thought of it. I think it's amazing. Um, Thou shalt not seek something for nothing. Well, that's obvious. Thou shalt not steal. Uh, and thou shalt not bear false witness against the source of thy wealth. What? Thy wealth. What? Yeah. Um, and then thou shalt not limit thyself by coveting that which is another's. Thou shalt not limit thyself by coveting. Don't want what belongs to somebody else. Because we've heard other writers say the good that God has prepared for you. You don't have to limit yourself to what you see others getting, because God has prepared good for you that has nothing to do with them. So don't limit yourself to what you see them getting. Go ahead and open up to the good that God has prepared for you, which will be beyond your wildest imagination, because God is unlimited. And while we are in this material form, we are limited. Wow. Okay. Prosperity can be a weird subject for me, and I can get really weird really quick with it. I really enjoy the Prosperity 10 Commandments. I like how she took the 10 Commandments and said, hey, you know what? There's more than one way to look at this. And that's the truth of the Bible. It's an allegory. It's a metaphor, as Jesse likes to say. It's a metaphor. If every character is in the Bible is you, then there's multiple ways to look at it. And I'd never considered looking at the 10 Commandments from a prosperity standpoint. And she did. And it's incredible. It's amazing. I love it. I love it. So I commend to you Georgiana Tree West, Prosperity's 10 Commandments. It's from 1946, so this is incredible. And every one of them is a mission. Every one of them is a mission. But I'm gonna go with the easy one. Even though, honestly, number 5 is my favorite. I love number 6. Thou shalt not take thy wealth out of circulation. And number 5 is my favorite. Thou shalt deal honorably with God and with all human instruments through whom God's good is manifesting for you. Okay, that, deal honorably. That just speaks to me on the level of who I am. deal honorably with the human instruments, the people, or not even just the people, but also all of the living things through which your good is coming. My good is coming through my cat today because, like I said, good reminder. But I think number 2 is the one. The mission today, should we choose to accept it, thou shalt make no mental images of lack. And I know it's hard. The mission today, should we choose to accept it, is to make no mental images of lack. And it's just a good reminder. We don't know all of the sources that our good can come from. And that's one of the reasons why when we treat, we say this or something better. We treat for our highest and our best. And what we try and do is take that little limit off. It's like, okay, this is the good I want. This is the only good I want. And it has to come to me directly from this source. Well, you know what? Maybe that source isn't available. And Spirit has other ways of bringing us our good. But when we treat that way, when we say this is the only way it can come, we limit source. I mean, can you imagine how powerful you are that you can limit source for the good that you bring, that good source is trying to bring to you? Thou shalt not create images of lack. Mental images of lack. That's the mission today. Open yourself up to the infinite ways that Spirit can bring you good, and to the infinite good that Spirit can bring you. And as a little further on, it says, don't worry about anybody else's good. Don't limit yourself to anybody else's good. Because, there is good that God has prepared for you. And Emma would tell you, there is good and you ought to have it. So what we have to do is not limit ourselves. We have to be willing to open our eyes a little wider and see the good around us, and be willing to accept it from sources that are unexpected to us. All right, I'm gonna get off my soapbox. Prosperity's 10 Commandments, right? Georgiana Tree West. Look her up. I love it. Okay, so you've got your mission today. The other mission is the same mission I give you every day, which is to do something loving for yourself, do something kind for yourself, do something compassionate for yourself. It is a spiritual practice of doing self-care. All right. If you are going to live a life of service, then you must take care of yourself. You cannot pour from an empty cup. Therefore, self-care is extremely important. And one of the ways to practice it is to make sure that you are doing loving, kind, and compassionate things for yourself. Be it one thing, be it 3 things, be it all things. I mean, in the long run, that's my goal. To help you to get to the point where everything you do is loving, kind, and compassionate for yourself and for everybody else. I am about creating that habit, that first response of love, kindness, and compassion. When we do that, 1, we create an island of peace and calm around ourselves. And 2, we can share that peace with other people. We never know the storms that people are going through. You never know what somebody is going through. So why not be kind? Why not be compassionate? Why not be, it just makes the world better for everybody. Our motto at CSL, Centers for Spiritual Living, is a world that works for everybody. Well, by practicing love, kindness, and compassion on ourselves and creating that as our default setting, that's one of the ways we do it. And it's easy. Take a deep breath before you speak, especially to yourself. That can be one of the most loving, kind, and compassionate things that you can do. I have said on more than one occasion, one of the things that sent me screaming into therapy one time was I heard the way I was talking to myself and I went, this is not okay. Okay? Take that deep breath before you speak. I say take a walk. I say take a nap. I say take a break. I tell you to say no to things that are draining for you. If you are resentful doing something for somebody else, neither one of you is really benefiting from it. So then say no. And you might choose to give an alternative. You might choose to give somebody else a suggestion of somebody else that can do it, or you are not obligated to do that. You can just say no. But I also encourage you to say yes to things that push you a little out of your comfort zone, or a lot out of your comfort zone, because most of the time what we want is just on the other side of our comfort zone. So those are love, kindness, and compassion, things that we can do for ourselves. All right. And if for no other reason to practice on yourself, you deserve your own love. You deserve your own kindness. You deserve your own compassion. You're a beloved child of God. Practice on yourself. You're also your own best test subject. Okay. And I also want to say, I use the phrase, eat dessert first. And I've heard more than one person say it. The reason why we say eat dessert first is because life is short. We don't know how much time we have, but your life is also a special occasion. So, treat it as such. Eat dessert first. Use the nice dishes and glasses and silverware more than once a year. Burn the nice candles, write in the good notebooks, do all of the things that we are constantly saying, well, as they say, when I lose 10 pounds or when I hit this bed. No, do them now. Do them now. Do them now. Your life is a special occasion. Treat it as such. I also want to remind you, because this follows up on the heels of that, is that joy is a quality of God. So, which means joy is a quality of you. So I want you to make room for joy. No matter what is going on in the world, no matter what is going on in your life, you deserve joy. So please make room for it. That is part of that love, kindness, compassionate self-care. All right. That is absolutely one of my soapboxes, and I'm going to step back off of it now and just give you the rest of the suggestion. Do something to engage your mind and your body, whatever that looks like for you. Please drink plenty of water. It may not hit triple digits today. May not. Because the tropical storm, I think Harold, is way south of us. We may or may not get any rain out of it. Please hydrate. Your body works better. Your brain works better. Your skin looks better when you are well hydrated. Hydrate. And then I'm going to remind you about the early in your day bright light. As we get further into this tropical storm, which is, again, hitting way south of us, it may be cloudy today, but I did get my face full of sun first thing this morning. 5 to 10 minutes between 7 and 9 in the morning. It helps to reset your hormones. There's a natural hormone cycle that the sunlight does affect. If you can't get that 5 to 10 minutes, artificial light will help. Okay. If you really need a little extra support, and I'm reminding you now, while we still have plenty of sunlight, you could Google seasonal affect disorder lamps. They're a thing that will help to reset those hormones as well. And it's 5 to 10 minutes. It does not take long at all. You just set it somewhere and go about your business in that light. So, it's, okay. Whew. And forward, open the windows of your soul. Allow the breath of heaven to remind you, you do live in heaven right here, right now. It's all around you all the time. Okay? Because there's one source. It's all God. And that idea should rock us. It should rock us back on our heels. It should make us look around and go, okay. It should make us move through this world differently. So when we say open the windows, when Ernest says open the windows of his soul, what he is asking you to do is look around and see God looking back at you. Especially when you look in your own eyes, or when you look in the eyes of another living thing. Notice I said another living thing, not just humans. That cat that I'm talking about, that's God looking back at me. That's God reminding me that it's all sacred. And I can choose how to respond to that. And you can also take Emma's advice. Look for the good and praise it. Absolutely. Gratitude will get you everywhere. If you need to change your mood, the first thing you can do, sit down and count 5 things that you're grateful for. If 5 is not enough, count 10. If 10 is not enough, count to 20. By the time you get to 20, your mood will be better. Science has said you want to change your mood, the two best ways to do it is 1, gratitude, count your blessings. 2, volunteer. Volunteer. Go be of service to somebody else. Really, it works. I mean, you kind of, your soul comes away from volunteer work just kind of singing. So try it. Try it. You might like it. There's all kinds of opportunities out there. All right. I'm going to move into the process of my day. So here's where I will jump into the social media part, where I'm going to remind you we are Creative Life Spiritual Center, Creative Life Spark. I am the running Rev Ryan on the social medias that I am on. So I'm going to encourage you to, look at that, follow all that stuff. We try and make it light, bright, uplifting, funny, helpful, enlightening. And if you want to know what's going on with the center, please email info@creativelife.org. That'll get you on the constant contact. And those hot links are hot. If it says click here now, it'll either take you right to the information, i.e. The Soul Session playlist. If you click that link, it'll take you right to the Creative Life Spiritual Center YouTube channel, to that playlist. And that is the best playlist. It is so good. There are so many people on there that are just absolutely inspiring, and you can see their passion. One of my favorites is Cleopatra. Whew. Woman on Fire with Passion. That's a good one. And then Beloved Community with Raymond Anderson. That was a really good one too. So they're all good. They're all good. I happen to be I love Cleopatra because, she's homegrown. She's one of ours. Okay. And Raymond speaks truth to power. So that's always a good one to see. Okay. I guess I'm at the part where I encourage you to have a great day, a wondrous day, a fantastic day, a magical day, an enchanted day, a wonder-filled day, an awesome day, an amazing day, a prosperity day, a consciousness day, a compassionate day, a kindness day, do a little rain dance day, a enjoy the breeze day, a good day. And if that is too much pressure, simply have a day. You are enough, just as you are. You are a beloved child of God, in whom God is well pleased and well represented. It's a state of grace. So you are a divine spark, a brilliant light. You are spirit in motion, God in action, or as Reverend Jesse likes to call us, you are godly. All right? Know the truth of your being. Explore the truth of your being. Peel back the layers of who you have been told you are to find out who God knows you to be. Knows you to be. Got too many words in there. It happens. All right, beloveds. Reverend David should be on around 5 p.m. with you. I'll be back with you around 9 a.m. Take care of yourself. Know that you are loved. And I will see you next time.